The IRS becomes very vulnerable in courts with lots of exposure due to two recent Supreme Court decisions involving the power of government agencies. Namely, the Loper-Bright case related to commercial fishing vessels required to pay for an onboard observer to confirm compliance with agency requirements, and the Corner Post case involving a North Dakota truck stop and debit card swipe fees limits. Before this case, when law was ambiguous and the Congress had not directly answered the issue addressed by a regulation, and the IRS's regulation was a permissible construction of the statute, then the IRS's regulation had the force and effect of law. This deference to an agency's regulations has been referred to as Chevron deference. This is no longer the case. The Loper-Bright overturned the Chevron deference and created a shift from the IRS to the courts, and the courts can rely on IRS expertise and experience, but they do not have to. This decision will cause a lot more grey areas that will be fought in courts. You will not know until someone challenges the tax regulation through the court system, possibly all the way up to the US Supreme Court, whether the tax regulation that governs your tax situation will ultimately be upheld or not. The second case that brings exposure to the IRS is the Corner Post case. This case was about when a regulation's validity can be challenged. 6 years from the rule's issuance or 6 years from when the rule first injures a particular party. The Supreme Court held that the statute of limitations does not start running until the particular plaintiff has been harmed by the agency action. So as a result of this case, you could have a tax regulation that's very old, let's say over 20 years old, but you're injured right now, and since the statute of limitation does not start to run until you are injured, you can challenge the regulation long after it was promulgated, which was not the case before. This will increase IRS exposure a lot. Subscribe for more tax updates and leave a comment to suggest a subject for another video. Thank you for watching.